This is where the fun begins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome for this impromptu live stream here. And I'm happy to be here with you. And I have some interesting news and happenings happening on my corner of this Star Wars fandom, I guess you can say. And today, or I don't know when this crazy woman posted, but basically she gave me a huge essay about Kenobi, how he's a hypocrite and all this other stuff. And fine, yeah, if you think that way, that's your take, right? Then she goes on to share evidence of videos, and this video that she shared right here, which I'm going to share with you guys, is basically her evidence to why Kenobi is such a bad guy. And I watched the video and I'm like, this person has no idea about the character Kenobi and how he explains to Luke and how he responds to saving Luke in the cantina doesn't make him a horrible guy. And this lady's take, and I'm not going to pull up her essay to me. If you want to check it out, go see my Twitter. But basically, one of the points that she makes is that the Jedi bought Anakin and that he wasn't free to leave, basically, or to go save his mom, which we know he wasn't at the time because he was given orders on Jedi that they took attachment to extreme, right? So they don't do that. They don't. He had the will to leave because even him and Padme discussed that when they found out that they were going to have a child, which we know now twins. And so he knew that he could leave the Jedi anytime he wanted to, right? And he didn't want to. So partly that was his fault. He could have left the Jedi. He could have went and retired from the Jedi and had a family. But his fear and his thing was his attachment to Padme and losing him. And so part of his reasoning was to get closer to Palpatine, which Palpatine basically was, manipulating him and seducing him to the dark side. So there's all those underlying factors to Anakin. And this doesn't prove that Obi-Wan was a bad character or bad mentor or bad or bad master to Anakin. And she even uses the point of him saying, young Obi-Wan saying to Qui-Gon, saying basically, a pathetic parasite or whatever. I'm paraphrasing now. And she used that as evidence onto Obi-Wan insulting young Anakin, which, if you look back at that in The Phantom Menace, basically he is joking around with Qui-Gon because Qui-Gon probably picks up a lot of strays and and is very thoughtful and stuff like that. And so he's smiling and joking around, being sarcastic and joking with his own master. It's not referring to Anakin himself, but also just referring and being jokingly responsive, sarcastically responding to his own master. So I just wanted to go ahead and touch bases on Obi-Wan and how he is with the character throughout the 6 movies. And yeah, there was a little bit of things that he sugarcoated and to a certain point of view, which turned out to be, helped George with his writing and changing the direction of his story, right? But it still kind of made him look bad in a sense, but in a way, that's how he's seen him, Anakin, when he turned into Vader, that he no longer was the man he trained and went to the dark side. So I'm going to go ahead and see who's in the chat with me. Again, this is impromptu chat discussion. We're going to go over this video and then I got to get ready to go teach yoga. So I just wanted to have this discussion with you guys. And to me, this is basically people now adhering to the course of where Disney Lucasfilm wants to take these characters. And they have a history of destroying these legacy characters and making the fans, especially the new fans, look at them in a different light. So I'm going to see who's in the chat. So the Sentinel laugh out loud. Yeah, he knows what's going on because I have one of her discussions, one of her comments to replies to my video short basically was about Obi-Wan Kenobi's spelling, how I spell his name. I don't do the hyphenated Obi-1, I don't do that. That's just me. I've always done it that way. And I'm not particularly too disturbed about how people spell characters in the Star Wars lore, because sometimes you can't even pronounce them right? I am concerned more about the lore, the story and stuff, right? So that I can care less. I'm not going to even get pissed off at people who spell Star Wars characters' name wrong, or Coruscant, or what have you, or even say it wrong, because they are such different names that it's not a big deal. All right, so Clay, he goes, I watched that video. This dude hates Star Wars. Yeah, right. And then, hello, Clay, how you doing? And then the Sentinel says he's also viewing Kenobi through a very specific lens designed for just a type of bad faith arguments, right? And that's what this is. It's a bad faith argument here, and we're gonna break that down. Hey, Soul Assassin, yes, thank you for coming in last minute. I didn't even announce it to you at all. Thank you for being here and modding. And then Gordon, hello, how you doing? Hola. Hola, amigo or amiga, or amigo. Yeah, well, I'm so bad at referring. I would say amiga, right? Because I'm a woman. But anyways, that's not the point. See, I can't even Spanglish. I can't even speak Spanish right. I can't even English right. I can't even spell right. So there you go. The channel that video is from is called I Am Jim Huss. Yeah, it is. It is. Soul Assassin, it's ironic. Uncle Owen can roast others, but you can't prevent himself from being roasted. Yes. Yes. And that lady has issues. She sure does. And then the Hex, hellos. And there you go. See, hellos. Hola, hellos, hello. Sounds like a them problem with the Kenobi spelling. Any fan can tell what you're saying, even if it's bad spelling. Obi-Wan forever. I'm going to keep on spelling it, Obi-Wan. She's going to gatekeep my channel. You know what? She could demand me to do something. Doesn't mean I'm going to listen, because if she wants to be specific and down to the core of keeping continuity with the names, create your own fucking channel. Okay. Greetings. And yes. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video. And we're going to discuss it back and forth with you guys here and break this down as best I can.
Probably the worst part of the 6 Star Wars films made by George Lucas. For starters, Obi-Wan bin Laden is well aware that Luke and Leia are siblings, yet he does nothing to discourage Luke from fawning over her.
Who is she? She's beautiful.
He can show up whenever he wants, anytime Luke is screwing something up.
But Han and Leia will die if I don't.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just discuss this part right here. He's like, oh, well, he's not going to stop him from fawning over. First of all, I've even said to my my male relatives, you look handsome today. Or, yeah, you look great. Or even female family members, you look beautiful. Oh my God, I'm God related, or man, so that is a disingenuous comment right there, because first of all, he has no idea that they're related, right? I'm not going to go behind the scene changes right now of why George, when George decided to change that. But right now, and at this point, he is not going to give away everything right now, because he wants to call Luke to action on his hero's journey. And right now, that information is not relevant to him whatsoever. He needs to hear what Leia needs to say to him. What's going on? Is this going to be the call to action for them? What have you? So he's not going to say, oh, by the way, that's your sister. There's even Yoda said in the OT that, a lot of this information you weren't ready for yet. And so let's go ahead and finish listening to this portion here.
You don't know that.
But never really wants to pass on the important information of, that's your sister, Luke.
The other he spoke of is your twin sister.
He knows that Padme gave birth to twins.
No shit.
Carrying twins.
He was also there when both babies were named.
Really?
Oh, Luke.
That's so fucking funny.
Leia.
He was also directly involved with Luke going to his uncle on Tatooine and Bail Organa taking Leia.
Split up they should be.
My wife and I will take the girl.
So he says he was also there when, they decided to split up the twins and stuff. Well, no fucking shit. He's the one that said, hey, I will take Luke. I will watch over him, blah, 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 blah. So, okay, let's go on.
We've always talked of adopting a baby girl. She will be loved with us.
I don't want to get a copyright strike for that, so we can read. Yeah, there we go.
Is the adopted daughter of Bail Organa and does nothing to inform Luke of his unintentionally incestuous desires.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's see. Where did I pressed the wrong one.
I was born in a unique time in regard to Star Wars.
Okay, so okay. Anyways, I'll go back to that video. I actually pressed the wrong friggin' button, but that happens. Shit. But okay, so let's go ahead and discuss that here. While I get us back to the right video that I wanted to share is that I'll bring my image up here. So, first of all, there was no incestuous desires between Luke and Leia. Yeah, he thought she was beautiful. That scene with Leia kissing Luke was to make Han jealous. It wasn't a mutual makeout thing that people really think it is. She went there, gave him a hard kiss, looked back at Han. Luke was like, "Oh yeah, they didn't know they were twins. They didn't know we're siblings." So Luke's like, "Hey, yeah, she kissed me." But that wasn't a mutual makeout. It wasn't a makeout session. There is no indications that they were fighting or, they were involved or anything like that. So that is a disingenuous argument in itself right there. Let me see if I can go back. There we go. I found it. Let me go ahead and fast forward it. Okay, let's get it back on the screen. And so that was very disingenuous for people to think that. Yeah, we know that if you go behind the scenes, and now I'm going to go there, if we go to the behind the scenes where George decided to change directions of his story and finally make them siblings, that still doesn't hurt the story. She was making Han jealous. She was interested in Han. This was this push and pull of the relationship that was going on between the two, and that's all that was. So let's see what you guys have to say here. Let's see here. Yes, Laura's pulling an EFAP. Yes, I am. All right. And there goes a quad passing by my house. And I have 15 of you guys. Awesome. Hit that like button and let people know that I'm live and that we're here discussing some BS here. So Gordon says, Obi-Wan bin Laden, disrespect. And then here we go. John, 42. Hello. So they went to criticize you for punctuation, but he has no problem disrespecting Obi-Wan by calling him Obi bin Laden. Well, no, this is the video she shared. But yeah, she's not going to correct him because he has the same mindset as her. You can go back to my my short that I recently posted and go look under my pinned comment for you viewers, and you will see what she has to say. But then if you scroll down to the Sentinel's reply, she also comments in there. So she comments to me in other responses. There you go. Yeah. And then is this video for children new to Star Wars? I don't know, but it's a very disingenuous one here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, finish listening to this and dissect it some more. Soul Assassin says, is this dude a troll or is he for real? I don't know, but this is what she used as her evidence to why Obi-Wan is so bad. Yeah. So she uses this. But she also used young Obi-Wan teasing and being sarcastic to Qui-Gon about we're bringing another pathetic life form, basically, with us. He at the time he didn't know Anakin, and Anakin's circumstances. He's just teasing his master. Has nothing to do with who Anakin is at the time. She said, "Oh yeah, he says that about Anakin, and Anakin's this little boy who is a slave, and so he's really putting this boy down, or Anakin down, blah blah blah," in her justification to why Obi-Wan's such a bad character. And hello, Holocron Library Fox, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Nobody got hot during that kiss except for Han. Yes, he was pissed. He's like, what the fuck, going on here? And then poor Luke, he was the get back guy. At least he got Mara Jade in the end. Boom, there you go. Yes, that's exactly it. And people who say that was a makeout session between the two of them in Empire Strikes Back, no, it wasn't. That is just an awful take. And thank you, Albanos, for the $10 super chat. Yes, I'm having an impromptu live stream. Luke and Leia played as Targaryens for a second, and it's canon. But anywho, didn't know you was live, but listening in as I am on the road heading back home. Love my EU elitists. Keep doing God's work. Yeah, this is very impromptu. Thank you. Drive safe or travel safe. And please leave any comments here. Go check out my my latest EU short, and go under my pinned comment on my EU short replies and check out Michelle and her reply to me. And and go read Twitter. You can read it there, or you can go to that. And I think you might either blow a gasket, then laugh, or laugh and then blow a gasket. But yeah, she has a very hot take in there, and it's bad. It's cringe. It's very much. Let's see here. The Sentinel. And it says, Mara Jade is hotter than Leia. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Leia is gorgeous, but Mara is hot. And I'm saying this as a woman. I admire women who take care of themselves, even into later age as they get older. I admire women who take the time to keep themselves healthy, fit, what have you, because, age, time ages us, right? But when you take the time and care for yourself as you get older, I have a lot of respect for women like that. Let's see here. Holocron. Hey, Gordon here. Let's see. Albanos. Ha ha ha, I will check it out on Twitter. Okay, yeah, you're gonna laugh at that here. All right, Gordon, salute my friend. Thank you guys for chatting amongst each other and saying hello. I love our community here. Check out OG Short, everyone. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get back into this video here. All right, and let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and just rewind this a little tiny bit.
Mao Zedong is also a bit hazy regarding the lineage of Luke, as Obi-Wan Pinocchio purposely lies about who kills Luke's father.
He does not purposely lie. He is sharing information with what happened, but he's not sharing that he is his father yet. It is known in the OT the reason why they decided not to tell Luke just yet about everything about his paternal side, his maternal side, basically, or his family lineage, including Leia, because they needed him to train with a clear mind, without revenge in mind, or without it making him go dark. They wanted to prepare him mentally as a Jedi to learn how to control his feelings, his emotions. And this also goes back to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, for the reason why he's still this hopeless, this helpless, this fearful, this angsty, this, emotional 10 years after, even though he's a trained Jedi, to learn how to control emotions and work through them. And that knowing that if he holds on to these emotions, that's a part of attachment. He shouldn't. So 10 years later after does not make sense whatsoever. And it doesn't go well, even with the scene here with Obi-Wan telling him some half-truths of how he sees certain point of view, because he's not ready yet. And he needs him to be ready, emotionally trained as a Jedi, to learn how to control emotions and stuff. Once Luke finds out, he's able to deal with it better because he already has training under his belt. So let me see what you guys have to say about this. Let me see here. Yeah, the truth is from a certain point of view, correct? And let's see here. He's withholding that information to protect Luke. Exactly. There's a reason why. It's to protect Luke. It's so Luke doesn't go dark as he's training. He does, gets revengeful or what have you. Luke wasn't mentally ready to know his father was Darth Vader. Exactly. That's the thing. And thank you. I do have E. Clay Thomas is a channel member, and so is Fook Norris. And basically, this is a live stream, so you guys name gets entered to win a copy of my coming Boba Fett painting. And Fook Norris says it was waiting in the bushes for us. And let's see. Imagine going through your life thinking your father is a pilot on a spice freighter to finding out he was a legendary Jedi, only to be shocked by the revelation he's Darth Vader. That's too much. Exactly. And the thing is that, okay, so he's degrading Obi-Wan here for only giving him some truth yet. It's like he's given him in increments, right? And I know I know Open Airlock's policy a little bit of like how he didn't like the way Obi-Wan presented this to him. And I would love to have a conversation with him about this some more. So Open Airlock, Tim, if you're listening, maybe one day we can discuss this. But yeah, so he gave him information in increments to protect him, to not give him too much, so that he can so that he doesn't fall to the dark side. That's what I came up with this. And going behind the scenes now, so this is a fan looking in and looking at a lore that's already established. But when you look behind the scenes of George's reasoning and his changing of the story arc a bit, it doesn't hurt it. Yeah, it kind of makes him look a little bad in a sense. I get it, because he only gave him some half truths here. But then when you look at it and, and it was cleared up saying that it's protect him and stuff. So yeah. Gordon says Luke would have gone on a rampage if the whole unknown biography was dropped on his head, right? And the thing is, and what my point that I was getting at before I read this comment, Gordon's comment here, was this YouTuber is degrading Obi-Wan for these decisions, but he doesn't point out Owen Lars lying to Luke, like straight on lying to him about his dad. There's a huge difference. Obi-Wan is still giving truth to Luke, right? He's just not revealing all of it at once. But Owen lied to him. There you go. Owen lied to him. All right. Gordon. Luke, as an adult, untrained, force sensitive, is a potentially dangerous commodity. Movies only fans might have missed that. Yeah, true. And that's the thing. So let's go ahead and listen to the rest of this.
How did my father die?
A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil, helped the Empire hunt down and destroy the Jedi Knights. He betrayed and murdered your father.
Because Luke's father isn't even dead.
Obi-Wan never told.
Okay, so here we go. If you get into the history and see, he's not going back. He's not referring back to the PT whatsoever about this. When you get into the lore of the Jedi and the Sith, they do view those that take on the new persona as a Sith. They basically killed the good inside them, right? Or they got rid of that good inside them, and they no longer exist as that light side person. They now exist as the Sith. This is what Obi-Wan is referring to, is that Vader killed off his who he was, that he's weak, he no longer exists to him, and that even says it in the OT. That name no longer means anything to me, and I'm paraphrasing here. So he doesn't even recall any of this back as evidence, because then it will debunk and make all of this fall apart. All of this that he's presenting to us fall apart. So let's go ahead and listen.
What happened to your father?
He told me enough.
He told me you. No. I am your father.
Osama bin Kenobi also has a rat tail. Not much needs to be said about somebody that has a rat tail to discredit them as a functional member of society. And not only is Kim Jong Un Kenobi white trash because of his rat tail,
Okay, so he calls him white trash because of his rat tail. Oh my God. I'm going to see what you guys have to say about this. Now, what do you guys think about this? Let me go ahead and look up what right here. Let's see here. Owen is a monster. And then let me see here. Obi-Wan to psychologically cope with Anakin becoming Vader, believes Darth Vader killed Anakin within him. Right. That's another thing. And even Anakin to deal, or even Vader to come to terms with him doing awful, evil things and he sees Anakin as weak for the decisions he decided to do, and that the Sith is stronger, and so that's why he's like that, and he doesn't associate as Anakin anymore. So it goes both ways, and that's a legitimate point of view when you consider that Darth Vader is in charge, correct, of Anakin. And then, right? All these question marks here. This is a Dark Edge Lord talking. Okay, so yeah, so he's like, okay, so yeah, so this makes him a hipster white trash. What the hell? So I'm gonna throw this out here. When the men in my culture decide to grow out their hair after being having it chopped off, they will put ponytails, low ponytails, mostly low, unless they have a mullet and the back part is shaved, right? And they will then start braiding it, or they'll leave it down. So does that mean like the native men who are growing their hair back out for whatever reason they decided to cut their hair are basically hipster white trash? Are you freaking kidding me? You're saying this out of a choice of hairstyle that George gave these characters as well? Holy crap. Now you're okay, so this person here probably is a big Disney Star Wars fan. This is they fall right in line with what Star Wars has baited and set up for racist people, right? It's not us who love George Lucas era Star Wars. It's these people here. Oh my God. Okay, let me see what you guys have to say here. Dark Edge Lord of the Hipsters, right? Dark Edge Lord of the Hipster. Okay, so rat tail is associated with white trash. This guy hasn't watched the PT, or he would have known the significance of this. Correct. And even the little braid on the side of the ear. Talking about not knowing the lore. A long hair is okay as long as it ain't a man bun hairstyle. Yeah, I guess like there's certain cultures that do have that bun. Going into Hopi and Navajo culture and stuff like that. Yeah, so we could discuss like many cultures and what it means and stuff, and maybe with other cultures it may not be a good look, and that's fine. I get it. That's fine. You wear your hair how you need it, for yourself, and maybe traditionally for a culture or whatever. I'm not gonna say anything bad about this, other than as a guy, if you don't like it, more power to you, right? I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna put you down for it. If you don't like it, then that's fine. E Clay, yeah, that's not a man bun. No, it's not a man bun. And let's see here. Many societies have hairstyles for students or recruits that have while learning. Example, the military. Correct. And and just recently they're starting to be a little bit lenient, but we won't go into this, all of that, the semantics with the military and the changes that's going on right now. I have that discussion with my old son sometimes, but we're not going to go into here today. But I get it. Yes, like even what is it called? The Last Samurai. There's significance with hairstyles in that. So we can get into all of that. And if this person really knew what inspired George for the Jedi, they would understand these hairstyles as well. So this is talking just out of ignorance and not being educated towards the inspiration that George was drawn upon for making these characters and the lore and even the Jedi, the Sith, all of that. Ultimately, it's just hair. I'm bald. You're like, yeah, I'm bald. I wouldn't have to. That wouldn't apply to me. I'm just glad I still have hair. Yeah, yeah. And this, I love that movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. Exactly. So let's go ahead. We only have like a little ways to go here, but let's go ahead and finish this off and come to a conclusion here.
His sporting of a man bun makes him hipster white trash. Adolf Kenobi also has a sick penchant for violence. He attacks this guy, but this guy loses his arm. Talk about being an Obi-Witch Kenobi.
Okay, I gotta pause here. Did this guy not understand what was happening in the cantina? How those two were being aggressive towards Luke and was going to attack? And so he responded. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Did I read this one? It's not just ridiculous ad hominem attacks when you resort to mocking a hairstyle. Let's see here. It's jest. It's jest. Sorry about that. Orthodox Jewish folks have lots of hairstyles specific to stuff as well. Correct. This guy doesn't believe in self-defense, or he's the most unironic troll ever. And the thing is that lady used this video as proof that Obi-Wan is such a bad character. But she failed to even realize that, she said, okay, so it's the same point I'm still trying to make here. She basically said that Palpatine is the only one that cared for Anakin, that was basically a fatherly figure who wanted to save his family. Yeah, she said that. That he was going to save his family. Does she not realize that Palpatine was manipulating and seducing Anakin to the dark side, giving him false hopes and promises so that he would join him? Because if you look and read into Darth Plagueis' novel, and then you also watch the movies, Palpatine did not learn yet to help save family, help save other beings. He eventually learned Force Essence transfer, but we're not going to get into that. But that was a false promise because he didn't know. He used that as a false promise because before Plagueis was murdered by his apprentice Sidious, he still hadn't learned he didn't learn immortality yet. He was still experimenting, what have you, and all of that. So that stuff didn't come into full fruition yet. They were still researching and learning how to do that. So that was false promise. All right. So, the dude was not paying attention to the scene. No, he wasn't. It's just it's a bad argument right there. Growing up, I never thought of people in Star Wars as white. No, they were just human. And that's the point I've been making since this diversity thing has been coming to light with Star Wars. And having, diversity in Star Wars when it comes to humans. Humans are in Star Wars, we're basically one species. There wasn't no sub races in Star Wars when it comes to humans. You were only associated by the planet you grew up on. That's a huge difference. So there we go. Says Obi-Wan Kenobi could sense the intent of those villainous scums that was bullying Luke. Right. He was basically saving Luke from getting probably severely beat up to even maybe murdered, and so he was protecting Luke. Yes, Dig, low IQ fellow. Yes, very much. And this goes to the person who commented on my short using this as evidence. See what happens, ladies and gents, when you base your knowledge on a 40 YouTube edge lord. Right. Let's see here. Who's this low testosterone Disney soy hating on the glorious Obi-Wan and Sir Alec Guinness. Right. It's not, this he's even like, yeah, Sir Alec Guinness. And I would say, and I would stray away with saying that this is a dig against the actor, because lately people have been failing to separate the actor from the character, right? And that's what Disney is doing themselves. So if you criticize Reva, then you're criticizing the actress, right? And so let's try our best to to separate the actor from the character, so that we don't fall into that guise of what Disney's trying to set us up to be. And so let's be careful with that, you guys. Hit the like button. Yes, please do. All right, we're going to finish up this video and come to a conclusion here. Baby Yoda can force heal. Anakin could have used him to save Padme. Huge plot hole right there. Thank you, Filoni. Yeah, thank you to Filoni, Favreau, and whoever else helped produce that show. Vertical Horizons. Obi-Wan took any and every threat towards Luke very seriously and showed no hesitation in protecting Luke from thugs. Correct. Let's see here. Ha ha ha. Filoni Baloney always got the best ideas. This racist crap is getting aggravating. Nobody cared about the characters' skin colors till Disney got a hold of the franchise. Correct. And then they failed to separate the character from the actress or actor. Yes. And then let's see here. Bruh. They're trying this Reva situation into another Rose Tico. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And that's gaslighting and making the fan base look bad, and to justify what they are doing with lore-breaking ideas and this diversity clause. I don't care if you hire a Black or a female to be a main character or main protagonist or antagonist. Just don't shove that in my face as call me racist because maybe later on I don't care how you written that character. Just do something organically. That's all I ask for. Let's see here. Let's finish this. Oh. Okay, so that was the end of it. And what did it say? Let's go back to that. Talk about being an Obi-Witch Kenobi. Okay, so there we go. So those that's the evidence, I guess you can say, to why Obi-Wan Kenobi is such a bad guy. What do you guys think about that? First, we already talked about the reasons why Obi-Wan decided to slowly give the truth to Luke. Yeah, it still kind of made him look sketchy, right? I understand people didn't like that, but then also gave George behind the scenes. Now I'm talking behind the scenes, George, the room to make decisions some of the concepts behind the story, right? Like finally making, deciding to make Leia and Luke twins. And no, it was not incestual for what Leia did when she was trying to make Luke jealous or Han jealous. And then, like I said, Owen was the one that truly lied. And he lied to protect Luke, but he lied. He straight on lied to him. And then in the cantina scene, that was to protect Luke. So this is the ideas. He didn't offer any counters. He didn't refer to anything else other than what he shared here. And like I said, if he went further into the PT, if he went further in the storyline of the OT, this would totally debunk his theory about Obi-Wan being such a bad character. So let me see what you guys have to say about this. Thank God it was under 4 minutes, right? Because he doesn't have proof. This is just a bad take opinion. If he truly had proof and evidence that Obi-Wan is such a bad guy, then he would provide other information here, back him up, be more educated, have educate, and have, have all his evidence in line. This isn't evidence. This is just taking a scene and applying your bad thoughts and opinions about it. That's all this is. It's not proof whatsoever. This moron would make a good sleazy defense attorney. And then I would debunk the shit out of this, right? I would. And so that, because this was presented to me in a bad faith argument against a short, EU short, that had nothing to do with me thinking Obi-Wan is such an innocent guy, because that was my point, my sharing that Jobby Harold doesn't watch the movies. That's all that point was about. It wasn't about Obi-Wan's stance, about what he said in the past to Luke, all of this. It was basically, it shared him scolding in in their sparring scene in the episode 5 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Him saying that Anakin is wrong for focusing on victory, that it's blinding him. But then yet, in Attack of the Clones, at the end of it, he's like, this is a victory. And then he gets corrected by Yoda. And so it makes Obi-Wan look like a hypocrite just in that stance by Disney Star Wars' take in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series now. Because he tells Anakin, victory basically is blinding you. Wanting victory is blinding you. But isn't that what the Jedi want? Is victory over the dark side and victory over, in the Clone Wars, so that they can restore peace? Isn't that the focus as well? So then what's this mean then? Is it mean that that their victory is blinding them? And then the hope in Luke and Leia, let me put myself back on the screen here. The hope in Luke and Leia, especially Luke bringing back the Jedi and defeating the Sith, that's a victory hope, right? So now, he's preaching to victory, like the victory of hope and all that, to restore, balance in the Force and restore peace back into the galaxy and get away from the tyranny of the Empire. So that right there, oh my God, I just don't know what to think about some of these hot takes anymore. And I didn't see exactly when this video was published. Oh, March 2018. Okay. So March 6, 2018. So this is before the Kenobi series. So let me see here. Let me see what her Vertical Horizon has to say. If he wants to say Obi-Wan is a bad guy, then he should look at Obi-Wan's show and how Obi-Wan allowed a desperate Jedi looking for help to die and abandon and allowed villagers to die. Correct. There you go. So basically, Disney Star Wars is here. Major time. And we all know that, no, Obi-Wan's not perfect. And I've never said he's perfect. He's not perfect. He has made mistakes. Even if you read the EU, he had to come into terms with training Anakin, because he didn't see that, he was old enough, and there's other underlying factors. He had to come to peace with that, and they became close as brothers. They established a relationship. And that's another thing that broke him when he had to fight him on Mustafar. He was like, please don't send me to kill, to fight my brother. Basically, was what he told Yoda. But Yoda's like, no, you're not strong enough to, fight Sidious. You need to go do this. And like a Jedi, like a good trained Jedi, yes, yeah, they have their faults. I'm not saying the Jedi didn't have their faults in the PT. He went and obeyed his master. So there, he did have his thoughts, but a lot of his path, also had a lot of good intentions. And sometimes good intention leads to bad things as well. Like the Jedi, Sidious or Palpatine had control of both sides of the war. He knew that the Jedi would side and help fight the war to establish peace. He knew that weakness of theirs. And like I said, like sometimes good intentions are paved, our intentions are paved with, oh, fuck, I got that quote all wrong. Sorry, but you guys know what I mean. Sometimes, going about something good leads to bad. And that's what happened. It led to their downfall because, and this was the revenge of the Sith, right? It's the revenge of the Sith. And they fell. And if you read the Revenge of the Sith novelization, last chapter called New Jedi Order, Yoda did have that, that realization that the Jedi failed to evolve like the Sith did, and that he and his masters before him were training the Jedi to fight against the Sith of the past. And that past was like 1,000 years ago. They didn't evolve. They didn't allow none of that. And so he realized that that was a huge mistake. And then so once he realized that, he also stated like Luke and even Leia would bring about the new Jedi Order. They would evolve the Jedi, which is proof because we see that in the EU. And and so Obi-Wan, even seen that, and I forgot who shared. I think it was maybe Open Airlock. I'm not sure. I should have brought it up earlier. But basically, Obi-Wan even realized that, Luke, would be the one to change the attachment. And this is in The Last of the Jedi book, I think book 2. And I'm finishing up that book 1 and 2 so I can do a review for you guys on that pertaining to Obi-Wan. But he told Ferris Olin that that the Jedi are evolving now and that attachment is going to be a good thing. So there you go. So you guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me and having going through this with me as well. Let me see what else you guys had to say here. I can see this video being in line with Disney Obi-Wan in the show, but not the movie Obi-Wan, correct? And that's my point as well. From a certain point of view, the Sentinel in the EU, Obi-Wan admitted to Qui-Gon that Anakin was difficult and moody, right? And that he never really chose Anakin as an apprentice, but rather felt obligated to train Anakin. Yeah, he had to get past that. And that's the point I was trying to make. He had to get past that, and he did. And from there, they created such a wonderful bond and all that. And he had to be stern with Anakin because of his attitude. And it makes me wonder, like with Mace Windu, because Mace Windu has one of the biggest attitudes ever in the Jedi Order. I'm sorry, he does. I wonder how he was. That he was sassy. That there was times that he probably didn't follow orders and stuff. He kind of, in a way, reminded me of Anakin in a sense. And so I always ponder how he was as a Padawan compared to Luke. I'm not Luke, sorry, Anakin. John, hello. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. There you go. I guess I was just saying that wrong, but that's okay because I do that a lot. OG are going to review the Last of the Jedi book series. Yeah, I am. I'm going to do book 1 and 2, and then later on I'll just continue the series because that goes into Ferris Olin protecting Leia as well. So, so I'd like to get into that since the Kenobi series has her in this, in the show. Let's see here. And I'm making my bro, a normie, read Kenobi to wash off the bad taste of that series. Good. I love that. And then, Obi-Wan. We will have to watch the playback. Joined in late. Yeah, thank you so much. I know I'm getting ready to end this now because I have to get ready. Imagine Anakin as Mace Windu apprentice if Mace accepted him. Oh my God. Now that's a thing right there. I wonder how that would be. I truly wonder. So here we go, you guys. So the point of this was to go over that video and to shine light on Obi-Wan. Yes, he's not perfect, and I never said he was perfect. We all have our opinions about how he handled telling Luke the truth throughout the OT. And we may have agreed or not agreed or, come in between with that, and that's okay. I think that's what George wanted in a sense too, but I could be speculating. All I could do is speculate because he never really, discussed that. We know that he had changed up the story some, but that's okay. He changed from his original idea of the stories and that evolved into what we have here. And now we're discussing it, right? And that's the beauty of this is that he had a plan. He changed, he changed directions in that plan. And we got the story that we got. And now we're getting this story of this faux lore and it's not really canon because George is not involved. And I'm not saying really it's not canon because George is not involved, right? But this new version of Star Wars with Disney lore, and it doesn't sit well with the movies. And we are getting fans right here that are now taking this in very different contexts, and they don't care about continuity. That's why we're here discussing this as well. Let me see what else. All right, you guys, so thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate this. Again, impromptu live stream. And stay tuned. I am trying to finish with all the stuff going on right now. I'm trying to finish rereading, because I've read The Last of the Jedi before the series, but I'm rereading it. And I will have to do it. Well, I am going to do a video on that and go over Obi-Wan post Return or Revenge of the Sith. And I think that would be a great video for people to go back and reference when they need a new, like they need to cleanse their palate from what's going on with Obi-Wan today. And another note, Open Airlock did share a article about Mon Mothma and Andor coming up, and it seems like she's the next on the chopping block. So check that out on Twitter as well. And leave your comments here. So thank you guys again. Let's see here. Hey, when you're just joining in and I'm ending, I'm so sorry. So please go rewind and catch the so sorry about that, my friends. And thank you guys again for joining in and discussing this video, and have a great day, and may the Force be with you.
The fate of the galaxy is now in your hands. The fate of the galaxy is now in your hands. With the new LEGO Star Wars Slave One, you can load Captain Solo, arm your weapon systems, man the cockpit, and take off with the most feared ship in the galaxy. But watch out for rebel ships. No matter the enemy, no matter the firepower, you control the action. With the new LEGO Star Wars collection.
Another happy landing.